think I'll cross and take my mans out, just kill yourself. In the trenches, 40 on my hip, I had to fix my belt.
What's good, YouTube? Now I'm saying, it's your boy Cotton. We back with another video, y'all. Know what I'm saying? Today, y'all, bro, we got when Michael Jordan bullied Larry Bird and instantly regretted it. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Michael Jordan better than Larry. I don't care.
He is, but
and I'm better than both of them. He's gonna say about our video.
Watch out, bro. Anyway, y'all go watch this video too right now. No
this
cap.
is actually going crazy though. 994 and less than 24.
Nah. Okay. Well, thank y'all for all the support and everything, bro.
For real.
It's always a blessing. But anyway, y'all, bro, we're gonna get straight into this bit. This was a requested video too.
Oh yeah, shout out you. So shout out you.
We're going straight to this bit. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, you subscribe to that for this 20, you know what I'm saying? Share the video and all that. Y'all already know, but let's get straight to this, man.
Looking at a 21-year-old. You are currently looking at a 21-year-old Michael Jordan, a kid who is fresh off his junior season at North Carolina and has yet to play in a single NBA game. You are also currently looking at a 27-year-old Larry Bird, who is in his prime. Looking at this matchup on paper, this should have been no contest. Jordan was the leader of the 1984 Olympic team.
Wait, 199?
This should have been no contest. Jordan.
Damn, I'm damn near the same size.
Wait, but
I gotta do my workouts.
Wait.
What?
Wait, what is this rookie? Is he a rookie?
He's in college right now.
Nigga, what?
This is his junior year in college.
Bro, what the
Go
fuck?
to the senior year.
Leader of the 1980
Bro, what the hell?
Olympic team, a team made up of college kids, while Bird, he was leading a team full of NBA All-Stars who were supposed to toughen up the college kids before the Olympics and show them what life in the NBA was like. Only that's not what happened. Instead, Michael would go on to embarrass Larry and in turn created a rivalry that Michael himself would regret because sure, Mike put up individual numbers against Bird and the Celtics that were absurd, but as you are about to see, during his time in the NBA, Michael Jordan eventually got the best of basically every star he ever faced off against except...
Then he dropped to 60.
63 ball.
Yeah.
So, the only thing that did happen is they lost because he had a horrible team. So, which is confusing because in 2K, George Gervin was on that team. So either 2K tripping or I'm tripping.
2K was definitely tripping because there was no way those were on the same team.
Why was George Gervin on the Bulls? I don't know.
I don't know what the
one, and that man is Larry Bird. Now, you guys may remember this sequence from The Last Dance, and I'm going to explain to you why it's so meaningful.
Enjoy yourself, dog. Y'all gave us the room for
Oh, wait, what?
Enjoy yourself, dog. Y'all gave us the room.
He said, you a bitch, low-key, just low-key.
Bro.
How much?
I give us run for our money.
Yeah. Thank you. Work on that golf game of yours.
As you just saw, Michael cursed.
I'm looking up George Gervin on the Bulls right now. We finna get it to the bottom of this.
Probably was just a glitch in the game. Let's go, George Gervin. Oh yeah.
Well, George Gervin was in the Big Three.
Oh
my God. He's
actually on the Bulls?
He's on the Bulls going against the Celtics, y'all.
What?
I knew I wasn't tripping. George Gervin was on the same team as Michael Jordan.
Why are they on the same team? It's kind of scary.
Y'all, what?
That's 2 bucket getters.
This probably after his prime, though.
Okay.
This probably way after his prime.
Well, I'm always in my prime, so.
Then head coach of the Indiana Pacers version of Larry Bird after the 1998 Eastern Conference Finals, where the Pacers took the Bulls to 7 games. Now, Michael said these curses with a smile, but there was no joking when it came to Michael Jordan and basketball.
This is when Larry Bird was coaching the Pacers.
Oh yeah.
Mike was
imagine having Reggie Miller and having Larry Bird as your coach, bro. You gotta get a ring.
Because after taking him down in that Olympic exhibition game, in all reality, Jordan would never really get the best of Larry again, and instead, it was Larry Bird who would get his revenge. So what's up, guys? Mike here, and today we are taking a deep dive on the story between Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. An underrated rivalry that, again, could possibly be the only rivalry that Michael Jordan was ever bested in. Again, could possibly be...
What the fuck? Like you was finna do some freaky ass shit. The hell wrong with you, nigga?
Rivalry that Michael Jordan was ever bested. There are some absolutely crazy stories in this video. I know you're gonna love it. I do want to say though, guys, that episode 7 of my podcast, Laced Up, is out right now. In that episode, we talked about the NBA MVP and we did a huge NBA playoff preview. Make sure to go check it out. The link is in the description. And remember, if you go to the Laced Up podcast channel, if you subscribe and turn on post notifications, you are going to be entered to win a PS5 stage with the 1984. Link in the description. And now let's talk about this video.
No, it wasn't him. I'm telling you. This dude looks so different. I'm telling you, he does.
The stage with the 1984 Olympic team and the NBA All-Stars. Because you see, in order to get his team ready for the 1984 Olympics, Bob Knight scheduled 8 exhibitions with current NBA players, including several current All-Stars and future Hall of Famers. Now remember, at this point in time, only college kids could play in the Olympics. However, it was expected that these college kids would lose to the NBA All-Stars, right? Well, we'll get into that, but
we didn't react to this, but it is on a Jordan challenge on 2K.
Also led to the first documented Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird matchup on July 9th, 1984. In this game, the NBA All-Star starting lineup featured future...
I'm here! I'm in it!
Watch out, bro! No, we're not playing no
they just,
center.
Bro, it was just a typo.
You're not playing no center.
It was just a typo.
You never playing center.
They missed one R. They missed one R.
3-time All-Star Mark Aguirre, and 3 Hall of Famers in Robert Parrish, Isaiah Thomas, and of course, Larry Bird. Meanwhile, the Olympic team had 3...
No, they put a C next to me because these niggas can't see me. I'm too cold.
Why did you just go back just to say that?
Paxton, 3-time All-Star Mark Aguirre, and 3 Hall of Famers in Robert Parrish, Isaiah Thomas, and of course, Larry Bird. Meanwhile, the Olympic team had 3 future Hall of Famers in Michael Jordan, Chris Mullin, and Patrick Ewing, but these were just college kids and they had no business really competing with NBA All-Stars. The Olympic team... kids and they had no business really competing with NBA All-Stars. The Olympic team actually went 8-0 against 8 separate teams of NBA stars. As we all know, Michael Jordan was not the number 1 or number 2 pick in the 1984 draft, but playing for Bob Knight, Jordan established himself as a dominant force, and it was clear this guy was going to make a huge impact in the league right away, and he did, as Mike would average over 28 points per game as a rookie. Now, because of this, Larry Bird saw Jordan as a threat. He saw him as a young kid who was going to try to come in and take over the league that Bird was currently dominating. Remember, Larry was the MVP in 1984, and he would actually win MVP in 1985 and 1986 as well. This meant that Larry led with over 200.
I didn't know he won that many MVPs. I'm not gonna lie.
No, for real.
Dang.
3 in a row is crazy.
Wait, it was in a row?
94, 95, 96.
Oh, I didn't even know I thought it was
he was on some wicked stuff.
Apex, and he wanted Michael Jordan to
he got over that. Wait.
As well. This meant that Larry Legend was at his apex, and he wanted Michael Jordan to know this was his league, which meant Sports Illustrated during the pregame.
That wasn't the game. That wasn't the game.
Why did he just get so high to do a
something
layup?
Like that on live, but I didn't get that high.
Yeah, no, you didn't get that high. Hold on real quick,
Larry Legend was at his
apex. He got high on both of these.
Michael Jordan to know this was.
Look how far he is. What is he trying to do? Like, what is... Bro, he's trying to soar up to freaking heaven and back, bro. What is he doing, bro?
According to Sports Illustrated, during the pregame warm-ups in Indy, Jordan had chased...
All right, we back, y'all. We back.
During the pregame warm-ups in Indy, Jordan had chased the ball to the NBA end, whereupon Bird controlled it. Did Bird hand it to Jordan? He did not. Without a smile, Bird kicked the ball over Jordan's head back to the Olympian's end. Jordan didn't seem surprised. He just shook his head. 4 nights later, when Jordan crashed to the floor in Milwaukee and Johnson paused to help
him. Did you see that highlight in the back?
Shook his head. 4 nights later, when Jordan crashed to the floor in Milwaukee...
Give me that! The whole entire head.
Is that the same USA game?
Yes, I think so, bro.
He just shook his head.
Wait, y'all, forget what you're talking about. Look at the highlight in the back. Look how high Jordan... Oh, my God.
Jesus.
He just hit.
Bro, they at the top of the backboard right now, bro.
And Johnson paused to help him
Okay,
up.
hold on. I don't hear what you say.
And 4 nights later, when Jordan crashed to the floor in Milwaukee and Johnson paused to help him up, the NBA coach waved Johnson off. Get away from him. He's been over our backs all night, shouted none other than Oscar Robertson. Looking at Larry Bird specifically here, you heard that right. When a ball bounced to the NBA All-Star side and Michael Jordan went to retrieve it, Larry Bird did not give it to him. Instead, he kicked it over Michael Jordan's head. With this, Larry was telling Mike, I don't care who you are, you're going to have to earn respect in the NBA, and it's going to be tough. The thing is, though, this move would look kind of silly because on this night, Michael Jordan would
I ain't gonna lie. I would like this.
You're going to have to earn respect in the NBA, and it's
this right
going
here
to be tough. The thing is, though,
he ain't do shit for real.
Yeah, but he is tall as free. He might just shoot over you.
Of course, yeah, he's 6'8", but like,
But
move
I
would look
wasn't
kind
gonna
of
move for
silly
nothing.
because
Yeah,
on this
I'm
night,
saying
Michael
right
Jordan
there.
would embarrass the NBA All-Stars, including Larry Bird. Mike would help lead the Olympic team to a win as he showcased his jaw-dropping athleticism and his ability to already seemingly score at will. And of course, it wouldn't be a Michael Jordan game if there were...
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I want to see this game, this whole entire game. So y'all comment down below. But y'all comment down below, the link to this, to the real game for this. Cause I want to see how
we're
it
not
just,
asking if y'all want to see
whatever,
it. We asked y'all to
whatever.
give it to
Michael
us.
Jordan was tweaking in them highlights.
Oh,
huge
God.
highlight, which came in the form of this absolutely monster dunk over Robert Reed. Now, as for what Mike
Damn.
thought about Larry's actions during warm-ups, he would later say, quote, Bird was showing me it was all business now, and I was beneath him. I didn't forget. Which means, I guess you could say, Michael Jordan took this personal. But the thing is, Larry Bird
Oh,
took
we
this
know
personal.
Michael Jordan take everything personal. Though.
Everything.
So,
Y'all make sure y'all go watch that video. Michael Jordan taking everything personal.
yes, bro.
Too. Remember, Larry was in his absolute...
What?
Larry Bird...
Hold on, let me rub my eyes. I don't know if I seen that correctly.
This personal too. Remember, Larry was in his
Ooh.
absolute prime at this point, but so were several Hall of Fame guards and forwards, and as I'm about to show you, Michael would eventually get the best
Didn't
of
go
all
down.
of these players, because when
But it's
Michael
like he
entered,
got stuck in
about
the
to show
air
you, Michael would have
and then just like went up some
His
more.
head caught. He got his head got caught in the neck.
all of these players, because when Michael entered the NBA, 4 guards/forwards would make the first team All-NBA in Michael's first 2 seasons. And guys, before we continue quickly,
His
remember
moves
on
are so
this channel
easy.
right
That's
here,
like, why was he
also
already there
see
before?
one of
All he did was
It's
this,
complete-
bro. His head was above the rim.
For real.
Bird Magic.
Hold on.
Giveaway. All it takes is one click of a single button. Continuing on, these men were Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, and Dominique Wilkins. Now, as you can see against Dominique, for his career, Michael beat him in everything. Wins, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, points, you name it. Michael had Dominique's number in the regular season, and in the playoffs, the two matched up once, and Mike's Bulls swept Dominique. Moving on to Magic Johnson. Michael barely snuck out a win difference in the regular season, and I would say certainly he had better overall numbers, but what was most important was, in their one meeting in the NBA Finals, Jordan dominated and the Bulls won Mike's first championship in 5 games. So again, advantage Mike. This brings us to Isaiah Thomas, the one other name on this list that actually has an argument for besting Mike. Now, in the regular season, Isaiah did win more games, but again, I'd say Mike had better numbers, and then in the playoffs, Mike's numbers were clearly better, but Isaiah does have the win differential here. The thing is, though, Mike would get his revenge against Isaiah. He would, of course, knock out the Pistons in the 1991 Eastern Conference Finals after years of losing to them, a revenge that was so sweet that the Pistons refused to shake hands with the Bulls after they were swept. This revenge makes all the difference, because in Michael's matchups against Larry Bird, when looking at them head-to-head, we can see that in the regular season, Larry bested Mike in the wins column and put up similar numbers other than score. Then in the playoffs, bam, Bird's Celtics took down Jordan's Bulls all 6 times they played, and even though Mike had some absurd games, including, of course, his 63-point outburst against the 1986 Celtics, where Larry would call Michael Jordan God disguised as Michael Jordan, Larry and his team always got the best of Michael, and that never changed. Jordan would never get revenge over Larry Bird, which is, of course, not only extremely rare, but makes Larry one of a kind. And the thing is, Mike acknowledged this. When Larry eventually retired, Michael would make this statement. Larry, I hear that you're retiring. Thank goodness, I'm glad. I'm tired of seeing your face. You brought a lot of sad memories for me. I enjoyed it, and I wish you a lot of luck, and I think you had a great and wonderful career. You ruined a lot of my successful games against the Boston Celtics. Some great words and some telling words, because we can see here, Larry Bird was really the one guy that Michael Jordan never got. And sure, Larry Bird's Celtics were better than Michael Jordan's Bulls early on, but that was the case of a lot of teams when Michael Jordan entered the NBA. The thing is, Mike got revenge on every single one of those teams except for the Celtics and Bird. This already is huge, and I think because of this, Mike not only had the ultimate respect for Larry, but he also openly admitted that he learned a lot from him, especially in the matter of getting into his opponent's heads. Mike has stated, Larry Bird is the greatest trash talker and mind game player of all time. He taught me everything I know about getting in folks' heads. This was certainly true. During his time in the NBA, Mike watched as Larry did the following things, and this is just naming a few Larry Bird trash talking stories, as there are a ton, but number one, in Mike's rookie year, Larry was playing the Atlanta Hawks and dropped 60 points. An amazing feat that
it was so crazy.
I thought that was just playing practice.
Few Larry Bird trash talking stories, as there are a ton, but number one, in Mike's rookie year, Larry was playing the Atlanta Hawks and dropped 60 points. An amazing feat that was even more incredible because according to Doc Rivers, quote, the last shot he said in the trainer's lap coming down the court, which meant it was going to be a three and it was going to be from deep. And then he said, who wants it? Then I think Reggie Brown, I'm not sure who it was, ran out after him. He shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Reggie bumps into him and accidentally knocks him on our trainer's lap. Bruh. Yes, Larry Bird actually landed in the trainer's lap, scored 60 points on the Atlanta.
I didn't know he pulled up and said, who wants it though?
Yeah, that's crazy. Who wants it isn't insane.
Now, Reggie bumps into him and after him, he shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Reggie bumps into him and accidentally knocks him on our trainer's lap. Yes, Larry Bird actually landed in the trainer's lap, scored 60 points on the Atlanta Hawks, and the Atlanta Hawks bench celebrated. Absolutely amazing. Story number two, of course, Larry went into the locker room before the 1988 three-point contest, asked everyone competing who is coming in second, then proceeded to keep his warm-up jacket on and win the contest on this final shot.
This is a tie for the money.
We ready to this, y'all.
Make sure to go watch that video.
Yeah, we ready.
Bird at the buzzer with the two-point ball.
Then, of course, we have number three, an absolute classic, as on Christmas Day in 1990, Larry went up to Indiana Pacer Chuck Person.
Also, make sure to go watch the track.
Wait, he's gonna get that layup off?
Nah, that's crazy. Make sure you go watch our Larry Bird trash talking video too, the one with the trainer's lap.
Oh my God.
Make sure you go watch that video too, but I don't know.
As on Christmas Day in 1990, Larry went up to Indiana Pacer Chuck Person before the game and said, hey Chuck, I have a Christmas present for you. Then, during that game, he pulled a three in Chuck's face and said, Merry Christmas.
Wait, I didn't know you said you got a Christmas present for him.
Yeah, I didn't say that before the game.
That's
Make sure you go watch that video too. Trash talking video.
Pull that bitch with that back, scratching his back with the jumper and then shooting him up. Bruh.
These are just
That might
three
be
of the
the best
legendary trash talking stories that Larry Bird racked up during his NBA career, and I wanted to highlight them because Michael saw what Larry was doing. Michael saw how effective this trash talking was and began to do the same. He saw that Larry played mind games with his opponents and that this paid off big time, and so Michael developed his own style of getting into his opponents' heads and even went as far as befriending Charles Barkley during the 1993 NBA Finals, taking him golfing before Game 4 of those finals and giving him a $20,000 earring so that Chuck would lose his competitive edge. That
Nigga.
He softened him up.
This nigga just gave him a gift? Like it's Christmas or something?
But how would you feel if somebody gifted you a $20,000 gift and then you played him the next game?
Bro, he gonna try to make it seem like you buddies and shit, bro.
Oh God,
bro.
So you won't be able to try to beat him. You try to. He did give me 20,000. I ain't gonna do too much, bro.
20,000? You just spending money for just for one game and shit, like.
When asked why he did this, Mike supposedly said, he won't get in my way the rest of the series. What's $20,000 to me? Charles thinks we're great friends. I hate that fat and absolutely incredible.
What? So you hate him and then you gonna give him 20 bands? I just thank you. Oh God, nigga hate me. Just take the 20 bands.
Hate me.
You gave him 20 bands. Bruh.
Carlos thinks we're great friends.
That's
I
crazy.
hate that fat An absolutely incredible story, and again, Michael himself said that he learned from Larry. He learned how to get into his opponent's heads, and this paid off big time as his career progressed. Which brings us to my final thoughts. What should we take away from this video? Well, to me, I think it's remarkable that the one guy that Michael Jordan could never best was Larry Bird, and maybe, of course, if Larry Bird's back did not give out, Michael would have gotten his chance to take down Bird because his career would have been longer. But it can also be said that if Larry's back held up, he would have been better, he would have stayed in his MVP form, and it could have been the Celtics who were beating the Bulls in the playoffs in the late 1980s, so Larry could have even gained a larger advantage on Jordan. We'll never know for sure there. What we do know is that in an extremely rare occurrence, it was an opponent who took things personal against Michael Jordan and actually got the better of him. Yes, Larry
Better not have made that layup.
personal against Michael Jordan and actually...
Oh, hell no.
How in the world? Like, what are you doing? See, if that's me, I'm in air though. To bro right here. No cap. I'm telling you.
got the better of him. Yes, Larry Bird took the loss in that 1984 exhibition game, but then after that, he did not do a whole lot more losing, especially in the playoffs. 6-0 for Larry Bird and the Celtics. That is something that Larry Bird will take to his grave and is the reason why Michael was so hyped to beat Larry Bird when Larry was a coach. Finishing up here though, I do also think it's awesome that Mike really held no hard feelings against Larry. Sure, he is a competitive psychopath and always wanted to beat Larry, but he has openly praised Larry Bird. He has openly said that he has learned from Larry Bird, and he has said that he used this knowledge to help himself become the greatest basketball player of all time. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and also go check out my podcast.
Alright, y'all, that was a good video. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, I hope that video.
It's a lot of stuff we didn't even know he said in that bit. You know what I'm saying? We don't, like, cause we watched the trash talk video for Larry, but how you get like the full story, background, and everything.
Oh, me.
Okay, bro.
Whole background
y'all,
story.
bro. Y'all need more videos like this, you know what I'm saying? Drop the links down below to the videos,
For sure.
request them and all that, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to that for his twins, you know what I'm saying? Share the video in this bed. We out, man. Okay.
Belly trucks with semi-suck, La Hotnum turn the city up. Be wildin', don't get any fucks. We block stars, they